Hello, I'm Mr. Flitton, and this is RRR Reviews, where I rant about what I hate, rave about what I love, and just sort of ramble on until I feel like I've reviewed something or gotten something off my chest. Let's talk about Street Fighter, shall we? If you've ever played a video game, there's a good chance you've at least heard of it. It's arguably the most innovative, well-recognized, and beloved fighting game series of all time. It has iconic characters. It's responsible for the combo system used in every modern fighting game. It brought back the fighting game genre from obscurity and helped put competitive gaming on the map with tournaments and jaw-dropping moments. To this day, it's still regarded as one of the best, if not the best, fighting game franchise ever made. But casuals, pros, challengers, lend me your ears, for I come to bury Street Fighter, not to praise it. Or at least the first one, that is. Oh yeah, today I'm going to rant about the first game in the franchise, Street Fighter 1, or simply Street Fighter. And I'm doing this because this is, without a doubt, one of the absolute worst games I have ever played. Now, most of you who know Street Fighter have likely played Street Fighter 2. It's one of the most recognizable video games of all time and the second best selling fighting game ever. Also is in practically every arcade, including the one I went to as a kid. That's where I got my start in fighting games. And while I was never great at Street Fighter 2 or Mortal Kombat, over time the fighting game genre had become my favorite type of game to play. I fell in love with Super Smash Bros, and I played the new home releases of Street Fighter 4, Mortal Kombat 9, and then I got into the other franchises like Soul Calibur, Tekken, Marvel vs. Capcom, King of Fighters, and, my personal favorite, Dead or Alive. So as my love of the genre and the series grew, I realized I never played the first Street Fighter. I played 2 a bunch, 3 a little, and owned 4 and 5 on my Xbox and PlayStation, but I somehow never played Street Fighter 1. Why had I never found this game? Why had I never had an opportunity to see the humble roots of this revolutionary franchise? Well, in 2018, Capcom saw an opportunity to make some money to make their fans happy, and released a 30th anniversary collection of the classic Street Fighter games for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And I jumped at the chance to get it. I mean, it had Street Fighter 1 on current-gen consoles. And it had Street Fighter 2! And Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition! And Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting! And Super Street Fighter 2 The New Challengers! And Super Street Fighter 2 So, with me being an experienced Street Fighter player, I jumped right into the first game to see where it all started, and it sucks. It sucked immediately. Like, instantly. It's horrible. So, it's an arcade game from 1987. 1987. That's the same year as Contra and Punch-Out! 2 games that have aged relatively well. But this? Where do I start? Okay, well, let's look at the most obvious. The graphics. There's detail in the sprites and backgrounds, sure, but the animations are just so janky. It's like everything only has 2 or 3 frames of animation. Now, allow me to get technical for a second. In video games, everything is displayed in frames, just like film. A frame is an image that is rapidly displayed in succession of continuing frames to simulate movement. In the simplest terms, think of it like a flipbook. Now, Street Fighter 1 runs at 30 FPS, or 30 frames per second. So as the player and or viewer, you are seeing 30 of these frames being played out in front of you every second. Adding on to that, each animation has a certain number of frames to show you movement. Now, in fighting games, this is crucially important, because these frames can tell you how fast you can attack or dodge an attack by looking at them. You see, each attack is split up into 3 segments, a beginning, middle, and an end, also known as startup frames, active frames, and recovery frames. To put this in the most basic terms, startup is the movement into the attack. The active frames are the attack itself making contact, and recovery would be returning to attack position. Usually, you can only do damage in the middle stage, the active frames, and are vulnerable to attack in the other 2 stages, startup and recovery. So, with that in mind, it's crucial to pay attention to your opponent and not throw out, say, a slow heavy kick that can leave you vulnerable for a lighter, faster punch. You have to read your opponent, look for their weaknesses, and punish their mistakes. Make sense? Well, apparently no one at Capcom thought of that. They went too far into visual detail and not far enough into gameplay. And before I go any further, yes, I am very much aware that this is the game that basically invented the fighting game genre and laid the groundwork for every fighting game that's ever come out after. But just look at it! Look at this! Look at how fast his attacks are! Look how chaotic this is! What is happening? How can I even land an attack if he keeps blinking into a different dimension? What attacks can I even use? So I have light, medium, and heavy attacks for both punches and kicks. So that's 6 different attack options in total. I can do light punches because they're super fast. And since they're so fast, I can interrupt his attacks and leave myself safe to block without having to recover. Or, you know, I could be smart and not do that, since they do the most minimum amount of damage possible. Whatever, right? But look! Look how fast he is! His heavy punch is just as fast as my light punch, and it does way more damage! Fine, I lost the first round. Round 2, let's go. This time, I'll just use my heavy kick, the strongest move I have. Ha! I beat him! With only one move. This isn't even fun. Okay, so it's clearly only worth my time to use heavy attacks, since the others can't really be classified as damaging. I'm not even going to bother with punches either, since their range is so short that it's way too risky to try and land a hit. I mean, like, come on, Ryu! How short do you have to be to keep missing your punches due to T-Rex arms? I feel attacked. Okay, round 3. So far, so good. Just move towards him slightly. No. Move. Ryu. Jump. No. No, not straight up. Ryu, attack, block. What are you doing? What are you doing? This game is so bad at reading inputs on everything. I can't do anything without freaking the hell out or just flat out ignoring me. I can't explain it in words. It's just, god damn it, move! Do what I tell you to do! Fine, I lost. Continue. Round 1. We got this. God damn it. Okay, round 2. Let's try this again. Alright, came in clutch, but we got this. Final round. Here we go. Jumping in and kicking him in the face seems to be working. I don't know what I was trying to do here. The clock is... Okay, next hit wins. Yes, I did it! I won the first match. I get my points, a little jingle plays, and the opponent says...
Well played, but don't forget there are many goals, thank you, all over the world.
Can I get that one more time, please?
Well played, but don't forget there are many goals, thank you, all over the world.
What the hell did you just say?
Yeah, the audio is, terrible. Here's the text that goes along with it, just so you know what he actually says. Again, to be fair, this did come out in 1987, so I can forgive some of the audio, like the round calls. Or the sound effects. But the win-loss screens?
I understand nothing.
Fine, let's go. Next match, an African-American boxer named Mike. Really? Do you really have to be that blatantly obvious as to who you're ripping off? Whatever, I beat him, and I get the same voice clip.
Well played, but don't forget that many goals, thank you, all over the world.
Please tell me there's not just the one voice.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Well played, but don't forget that many goals, thank you, all over the world.
Moving on! I beat Mike Tyson and... wait, what? What do I do? What button do I... Oh, I kind of just did it, okay? Now I'm in Japan. Well, it's cool that they do that, I guess. I won from a time up, which was easy since Capcom can't even program a clock right! The next fight is a ninja. Yeah, this is fair. So by now you've probably begun to see the pattern. The enemies just get worse and worse, more and more unfair, level after level. I mean, this is already pretty broken. It can't get worse than this. Can it? So after we beat the ninja, we go to England, and there we fight Birdie, who...
No, don't like that.
Okay, so quick quiz. What do you get when you combine overpowered enemies, poor visual representation, inaccurate input reading, and limited player strength? Anyone? Well, the answer is 10 hours of pain! Now, you may be asking, why don't you just use a Hadouken? I saw that there were special moves, why don't you use them? I'm trying! Okay, yes. Street Fighter 1 does have Ryu's 3 signature moves. The Hadouken, the Shoryuken, and the Tatsumake Senpukya. And they, in theory, aren't hard to do. It's just what you see on the screen. Move the joystick in a pattern and hit a button. This is me inputting what it needs to execute the special move. Not a single one. Oh, well you must just suck if you can't even do a simple Hadouken. No. Look, here's me doing the same input in Street Fighter 2. And Street Fighter Alpha.
Go for it, man!
And Street Fighter 3. I can do these moves no problem. I can even do the EX and super moves. Street Fighter 1 just can't read your button inputs to save your life. Like, I swear, they must be frame perfect. You have to hit the right thing within 1/30th of a second. It's damn near impossible. So how the hell am I supposed to beat these guys when I can't rely on special moves? I mean, I know it's technically possible to do them. I've done each one on accident at least once, but I have never been able to do it on command. Which means this happens a lot. So you know what? I cracked! I broke down! I cheated! I was going insane trying to win fairly! It just wasn't worth it! So look, you can save and load a game at any time. Now to advance, you have to win 2 out of 3 rounds in a match. So what I would do is play until I won a round and then save. That way, when I inevitably lose again, I can reload my save and start again with 1 round already under my belt. Yeah, it's shitty, but I didn't have any other option. And I would have just quit, but I had to see the final boss. Listen, so Street Fighter actually has really interesting lore and a really great story. Even in this crappy game, it's still present. At the end of his journey, Ryu fights Sagat, the undefeated Muay Thai master. Ryu loses control of his humanity and for a second slips into the dark side of his spirit and hits Sagat with an uppercut so hard it rips open his chest and scars him for life. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I didn't get to see it. And also, I'm stubborn as hell and I don't quit without a fight, so here we go! Bam! Birdie is down. Bam, bam! The eagle is landed. Bam, bam, bam! Lee is eliminated. And, this happened. But finally I made it to Thailand. First, I had to fight Sagat's apprentice, Adan, who stole my strategy of jumping and kicking. That son of a bitch, I'll kill him for that! Look at this guy! Every attack he does is instant and does so much damage! Not only that, but when he hits me, I get stunned and I can't block or counterattack. I mean, I can't block anyway, because it's the same input as move backwards and the game just on a whim decides which one it's going to do. But the computer doesn't have to worry about that. so he can block and then deliver head kick after head kick after head kick after head kick after...
That thing is a killing machine!
But I did it. I finally got him. And now I get to fight his master. I get to face Sagat. Alright, let's do this. I'm gonna fuck his shit up.
I don't know what I expected.
I'm such an idiot. I mean, come on! I fought through every level to be rewarded with this? I'm well aware that fighting games have cheap final bosses, but this? What the fuck? He kills me in 2 hits, he hurts me by simply walking forward, he's a bazillion feet tall, his tiger shot lags the game, and he has no startup animations for like any of his attacks. This is literally impossible. But no, I am far too stubborn and far too angry to just end it here. I am beating this son of a bitch, no matter what. If you thought me quick saving after each round was shitty, check this out. Since most rounds last literally 2 seconds, this is what I started doing. I go in, do some damage, get some distance between us, and then save mid-fight. That way when he beats me, I can just reload the save to when I was winning, do some more damage, get some distance, rinse and repeat. I call it the Sagat method. And yeah, it's pathetic, and yeah, it's deplorable. But you know what? All my self-respect and good sportsmanship had been bled out of me hours ago. I just want to beat the game and be done with it. But even my cheating method is imperfect. I mean, just watch. I mean, I can't do a Hadouken to save my life. I couldn't go 5 seconds without being murdered. I was going insane. Beating Ninja Gaiden was easier than this. I swear to God. But after hours of work, I got that epic, spectacular, chest-ripping moment I was hungry for, and it was...
Out of the best, you now the best Street Fighter in the world.
It was not worth it. None of this was. The only silver lining I can glean from this is knowing how far Street Fighter has come. This game is awful, terrible, horrible, deplorable, and unforgivable. And the more I learn about it, the worse it gets! Apparently, the original arcade cabinets, instead of having the normal common sense 6-button layout, had these pressure pads that did more damage the harder you hit them with your hands. So kids were actually breaking their hands slamming these hard pads in this metal machine to try and win an unwinnable game that only wanted to take their money. God, Capcom has just always been full of idiots, hasn't it? What? Capcom isn't full of idiots? Yes. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Yes, it is, Ryu! I mean, for God's sake, Street Fighter 1 broke kids' hands. Street Fighter 2 invented the combo system by accident, through a fucking glitch. They keep re-releasing the same game over and over, trying to drain you of all your money. Street Fighter 5 is loot boxes and blatant advertising. They just nickel and dime you over everything they can. And do I even need to mention what they thought would do better than Street Fighter 3? Don't you dare! When was the last time a good Mega Man game was made? Or worse, what about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and its insulting special edition? Do I need to go there? That's enough! I will not let you sully my name. We need to use words. Come, let our fists do the talking. Oh.
KO! You win!
Okay. Well, I feel much better now. And to be perfectly clear, I do understand why Street Fighter 1 is so terrible. It was, in a way, the very first of its kind. No one knew how to make a game like that work. I mean, you have to learn how to crawl before you can walk. But so while I can understand and forgive Street Fighter 1 for being so terrible, I will never, ever say that it is good. You are an unpolished, unfinished, bug-infested mess of wasted hours and developer tears culminating into a soul-sucking joy vampire that isn't worth the 1/12 of $30 I regret spending on you.
And you're a loser!
Hey everyone, Mr. Flitton here. I'm just about done editing the video, and I'm just sort of doing a little end slate thing here. So this is the second video, and it's already gone so much better and faster than the other one, because now I'm a bit more comfortable in what I'm doing. I do apologize for the couple times I blew out the mic. Just hate the game. Anyway. So, since I post videos so irregularly, there are a couple things you can do to keep updated on when I'm going to post new ones. First is going to be the little subscribe button, and then next to that there's going to be a little bell. Subscribing should let you know when there's a new video, but hitting the bell should also make it be really easy, because I think it sends you like an email to let you know when there's a new video on my channel. So that's good. And of course liking is always good for the video. It helps it get seen. Same thing with commenting, just adds more traffic. This of course is not an adaptable. It's just sort of like what I'm calling a rambling, ranting, raving review. And I am going to be doing more of these, and I am going to be doing more adaptable too. So don't worry about that. And there's also going to be a third video series I'm working on. It's going to be even shorter than this, and it's going to be really, really easy to make, hopefully. Hopefully being the key word. But yeah, other than that, thank you for watching the video. There's still just going to keep getting better and better as proof of how good this one is compared to My Little Mermaid adaptable. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you stick with it. You know, actually I wonder if anyone else has had trouble with those special moves. Oh, hey, look at that! Wait, what? No, it can't be that easy. No, I've got to try this. God fucking damn it.
Everything is lies. Everything!